Now, you might look at 5.4% and say, well, that's not really big, is it? I mean, 5.4%, it would seem far more attractive if it was like an 80% edge over the player, and that, a player would only win 20% of the time and the casino would win 80% of the time. That would seem far more attractive. Well, in a scenario like that, the odds would be so stacked against the player that nobody would be willing to play that game. But because the edge is so small and that you've got still a fair amount of opportunity for the player to win, so you give them some sort of hope that they could win, over a period of time, the casino always comes out the greater winner. Let's unpack that 5.4% a bit more and apply it in money terms. So what does the 5.4% edge mean? Well, it basically means that for every $100 that is bet on the table, they make $5.40 of the 100. They make 5.4% of the $100. That is their edge. If it was a 50-50, it could go either way. But because they've got an edge and an advantage over the player, they are almost guaranteed that $5.4 for every $100 played on the table. If there is 1,000 spins of the roulette wheel at $1,000 per bet, then let's unpack that. For the player, 18 divided by 38, 47.3% is their statistical edge. And for the casino, we know that 20 divided by 38 is a 52.7. So simple, straightforward mathematics. Of 1,000 spins, they would win 52.7% of those spins, which is 527 spins. And remembering that each spin of the wheel that they win, it would be $1,000. And if we look at it from the player side of things, they've only got a 47.3% chance, which means that they would win 473 spins of the 1,000 spins at $1,000. If we do simple mathematics once again, and we multiply what the casino wins and what the player wins by how much the bet size was, you would see that the casino would win $527,000, and they would then lose $473,000, which goes back to the player. Minusing those two from each other, they make a total net profit of $54,000, which is the 5.4% edge between what the player makes and what the casino makes. So understanding this now and how the casino puts the odds in their favor and how they have an edge over the player, let's talk about how do we turn our trading into a casino, because the same approach and statistical edge can be applied in the financial markets. The first thing that I want to talk about, and we mentioned it at the beginning of the video, is that from a statistics point of view, on average, it is stated that 9 out of 10 traders lose money within the first year of their trading. That's 90% of people that approach the financial markets in the hope and aspirations of being profitable and making more money than they lose. Only 10%, 1 out of 10, are able to succeed over the long term. And the biggest reason and culprit for this is that they have no trading plan. They approach the market with no plan. They trade based on emotion. They have no idea when to get in, when to go out. And the variables and rules that govern their trading change from trade to trade. Let's compare that back to the game of roulette. When you play a game of roulette, there are certain rules that govern the game of roulette. You can't go and change the rules and you can't go and change the variables. There's a starting point, there's a length and duration that the game is played for, and then there's an ending point. There's certain rules also on what you can bet on, how much you can bet, the minimum bet, the maximum bet, and how long after you can place a bet once the wheel's been spun. These are hard set rules. These rules do not change, because if the casino starts to change these rules, or they allow the player to start changing the rules and adjusting the rules, what that will mean is that it will start to erase the edge that the casino has over the player. By being able to change the rules, the player will be able to tilt the odds in their favor. But because the player can't change the rules, and the rules stay set and hard set for the duration of the game, the casino keeps their statistical edge over the player in check no matter what happens. So that's the trading plan. Traders have got no plan, and if you've got no plan, you will land up like the 90% that lose money in their first year. The other massive contributor to people losing money in the markets is that their losing trades are larger than their winning trades. This is absolutely critical to understand, Because any sound, successful business out there will not go into business to sell a product for less than it costs to make the product they are selling. If you are in the t-shirt business and you manufacture and sell t-shirts and fashion, if that t-shirt costs you $10 to make and you're going to sell it at $8 or $6, that's a recipe for failure, because your cost of running the business will be far greater than the profits that the business generates, and you will run that business into the ground until you have nothing left. You can apply the same thinking to your trading. If you're losing trades, which is your cost of doing business, are greater than your winning trades, which is the revenue you generate from your trading business, then you will run your trading account into the ground until you have nothing left.